This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, the day the America's Cup was Dunedin's Cup. Thousands turn out for Team New Zealand's last victory parade. Defending changes to the Immigration Act, the government hits back at criticism from migrant workers in Otago. And how the university is convincing students to stop purchasing their drinks in glass bottles. Good evening, I'm Callum Proctor. A large crowd turned up to watch the America's Cup parade in Dunedin. Despite the threat of drizzle, the crowd enjoyed the chance to get up close to the trophy. Simon Henderson reports.
No amount of cold and rain would stop an enthusiastic crowd of thousands lining the streets of Dunedin to celebrate the America's Cup win.
Team New Zealand!
Yeah! Team New Zealand's my passion.
Young and old were out in force to show their support for the victorious team.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. It's like you'd had to wait till it actually happened. But yeah, they were just brilliant, weren't they?
Just fantastic.
That was awesome, wasn't it?
The Dunedin Pipe Band led the parade through the crowds of people that lined the route, including not just from Dunedin, but also visitors as far away as Invercargill and Timaru. As the old mug arrived in the octagon, a helicopter flew overhead to rain confetti on the crowd. Tahu Potiki began the official welcome with a pōwhiri, then Mayor Dave Cull spoke, emphasising the local companies that contributed to the success of the Cup.
A small part that our city played in this effort, local companies like Animation Research, Igtimi and the Bison Group.
Grant Dalton greeted the crowd with an emphatic message of thanks.
Dunedin, thank you. You are amazing. You know, we've been to Auckland and a lot of us are from there. I know, don't hold that against us too much. We've been to Wellington and that was amazing too. We've been to Christchurch yesterday, that was just so cool. But I don't think I've heard as much noise as when we came here.
Simon Henderson for The South Today.
The thing that's, you know...
Well, disgraced Clutha Southland Member of Parliament Todd Barclay says he's continuing to work hard for his electorate. When contacted by the Mountain Scene newspaper, Barclay didn't answer the paper's questions about what he'd been doing since announcing he'll leave Parliament at this year's election. However, he said he was totally focused on electorate issues and had doubled the hours his electorate office was staffed. Police are investigating allegations that Barclay recorded a staff member's conversations. Immigration Minister Michael Woodhouse believes his Immigration Act changes might lead to pay rises for the hospitality sector. And Woodhouse told The South Today it will be more difficult for hospitality employers to find migrant workers. But he's unapologetic. Mina Amso reports.
From the middle of next month, new immigration laws will mean a skilled migrant worker will have to earn over $73,000 a year to be automatically granted residence in New Zealand. Hospitality workers generally earn far less than $73,000, but Immigration Minister Michael Woodhouse believes raising the bar for employers wanting to retain skilled migrants could flow on to better wages for all.
It is possible that wages will go up.
However, Labour immigration spokesperson Ian Lees-Galloway is concerned migrant workers could be exploited as a result. Labour say they have seen examples already in New Zealand where employers are offering high salaries to make visa applications more attractive as far as Immigration New Zealand is concerned, but later demanding the employees pay back some of that money.
And if the migrant doesn't pay the money back, then they threaten to terminate their employment. And if that happens, usually the person's visa becomes invalid and they are then threatened with being sent home or deported.
While it's not a common occurrence, Labour says it might be more frequent with the new salary threshold. Woodhouse believes employers in the hospitality sector not prepared to increase wages will find it tough finding foreign workers to do the work.
And I make no apology for the fact that employers are going to find it a bit tougher to get that overseas workforce.
Tourism Minister Paula Bennett believes the new rules will benefit the tourism sector.
What we've done is really sensible and fair to everyone. So fair to those workers that are coming in temporarily and fair to businesses.
But I think it's important to recognise that it is a minimum wage. I would encourage employers, if they can afford to and they want to reward their staff, to pay them above that. Certainly in a competitive labour market, that's what they should be doing.
Woodhouse says the policy might be tweaked in the coming months depending on the impact it is having, be it positive or otherwise. Mina Amso, The South Today.
The latest monitoring shows native species are growing after trapping and aerial 1080 pest treatment operations across Fiordland National Park. Following the late 2016 Department of Conservation 1080 program, some sites including Arthur Valley and the Waitutu showed increased native species numbers. According to DOC, populations of vulnerable species such as mohua, kea and native bats are faring far better than before. Long-tailed bat numbers in the Kepler Mountains have increased from 32 to 57 and mohua fledgling success has increased more than 20%. Well, the Otago University Students Association and the university's proctor are teaming up to encourage students to go glass-free. Reorientation is a time of year during which those studying choose to purchase liquids in glass bottles, but the organisations are asking them to choose tins instead.
They're hoping these will be empty, but in a good way. OUSA President Hugh Beard outlines their plan to keep the glass bins empty and glass off the footpaths.
So this week we're trying to run a voluntary glass ban for students in the North Dunedin area. So we're hoping that students, instead of grabbing the glass bottles this week, will be hopefully clutching a nice can or plastic bottle instead.
The University of Otago proctor Dave Scott says it's about keeping students injury-free.
Well, it's a safety issue, so it's not only safety of students, it's also the safety of North Dunedin community. So we've got residents living in that area, and we've also got people coming into the area to go to the kindergartens and schools. So yeah, glass is an issue, and I applaud OUSA for taking the lead on this with an initiative to try and address it.
Hugh Beard agrees, saying safety around glass is a major concern for many, and not just students.
Most of the complaints that I've had this year, or emails that I've fielded, have been from people complaining about glass in the North Dunedin area. So we've been trying to come up with some sort of system that can address that issue.
Dave Scott says North Dunedin liquor establishments he's contacted are all supporting the idea.
So the support of the local licensed premises for the initiative is overwhelming. You know, everyone has supported it without question. They can see the benefit in it, and it's truly appreciated.
The voluntary Otago University student glass ban runs during the reorientation period. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, we get a look at the Gang Show on Dunedin's Mayfair Theatre, and later we see how Gore celebrates its culturally diverse community.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
How about these? Stretch moleskins by Lee Ryder. 7 colours, 2 leg lengths. Very comfortable, warm, extremely durable, and only $79.90.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Silverhorn Active Manuka Honey from the natural Manuka forests of New Zealand. Buy one 250 gram pot for $34.90 and get a second pot for half price. Order online at silverhorn.co.nz.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garrador.
Welcome back. Central Otago Police are advising parents to seek advice if they suspect their teenagers are consuming cannabis. Youth Aid Officer Constable Tama Ali says police have received anecdotal reports that cannabis is more available than usual in Central Otago. And that's led to charges being laid against the 26-year-old woman who will appear in the Alexandra District Court later this month. Well, the longest-running gang show in New Zealand is back. 70 scouts and guides took to the stage last night with a show full of dance and laughs. Simon Henderson reports.
The gang show was back with a bang last night. Scouts and guides from all over Otago and Southland took part in a show that featured heroes and villains, standout songs and hilarious skits. Gang show cast member Liam Miller has been performing in shows since he was 12 and he can still remember his first role.
I was playing a creepy old drunk man in a bar, which was quite amusing for me as a 12-year-old.
Miller credits the gang show for sparking his interest in acting.
Before gang show didn't really see myself as an actor, or I wasn't interested in anything like that at all. And then I auditioned for gang show, got in, and then they put me in a sketch in that show and I really loved it and I said, I like this, and I've kind of been pursuing it ever since.
Each show features a wide variety of songs and sketches, and this year Miller was able to contribute to the creative process.
This is the first show where I was involved in kind of the actual sketch writing process. So like we had a big sit down and we like read through the sketches and saw what worked and what didn't. I feel that as an actor, you do get a little bit of influence if something isn't working or something like that, or if something just works better. Like with a lot of what I've been doing here, there are times where I've just occasionally accidentally added something that's just worked better and we've just run with it. And it's, so yeah, I'd say as an actor you get to, you know, you're not just sticking to a script, you do get some creative input.
Miller has enjoyed his time performing with the gang show. For him, the best thing has been the friends he has made.
the original people that I met in the 2011 Gang Show. They've been my best friends ever since. And even though they've moved on from Gang Show, you know, I still see them every week and stuff. So the friendships you make are friends for life.
The evening shows are at 7:30 p.m, running from tonight through to Saturday, plus there is a 2 p.m. matinee on Saturday afternoon. Simon Henderson for the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, the Gore community comes together for the Hokanui Culture Feast and details of a much improved winter weather forecast for the South over the next few days.
Kiwi Country, an hour of country music from today and yesterday. Sunday 4 p.m, repeating Friday 10 p.m.
Loss of collagen is the reason for those fine lines and wrinkles. Silberhorn's Collagen Plus naturally supports your collagen levels, giving you younger, firmer looking skin, healthier, shinier hair and stronger nails. Joints, tendons, ligaments and cartilage all benefit from healthy collagen levels, the very foundation of structural health. Support collagen levels naturally with Collagen Plus by Silberhorn. Be quick, buy one now and get a second pack half price. Call now 0800 502 402.
University of Otago. Usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week is the week before exams.
Hey, Tane. Not now, man. I'm panicking. Come on, mate. I know just what you need. In here? No. Is this it? No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey, Tane. Fancy a little cuddle?
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
How about these? Stretch moleskins by Lee Ryder. 7 colours, 2 leg lengths. Very comfortable, warm, extremely durable and only $79.90.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
EFTPOS, point of sale and cash registers. Rent, lease or buy. Mobile EFTPOS and fixed terminals. Short or long-term rentals. Contact Anything's POS today. 0274 361 474.
Autumn is here. Too late to sow grass seed, but never fear. Ready Lawn is here. Ready Lawn, your perfect all year round solution. Call Ready Lawn today.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Oakley's Bathroom Centre proudly brings you junior football from around Dunedin. Off the Bar, Saturday 7 p.m, Sunday 1 p.m and Tuesday afternoon 3:30 p.m.
Welcome back. Aurora Energy has reviewed its scheduled planned power outages for tomorrow, and as the severe weather pushes north, they've decided to resume all work for planned power outages from tomorrow onwards. Areas which will be affected by the outages include Alexandra, Queenstown, Frankton, Otago Peninsula and Broad Bay. The areas to be affected by planned outages on Saturday include Alexandra again, also South Dunedin, Mosgiel and Kaikorai Valley. Well, the expanded Hokanui Culture Feast held in Gore last week has gone down a treat. The feast, which was held at the James Cumming Wing, originally started as a potluck dinner for migrants in the area, and 4 years ago the Hokanui Culture Feast was initiated. Organisers say they're pleased with how the event went, with many people turning up despite the cold weather. Japanese, Romanian, Filipino and New Zealand cuisine featured in the food stalls. Now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Many thousands of people lined Dunedin's George Street around midday to cheer on members of Team New Zealand. Minister Michael Woodhouse believes his changes to the Immigration Act might lead to pay rises for the hospitality sector. And the OUSA and the university's Proctor are teaming up to encourage students to go glass-free for reorientation. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times. Barry's here, good evening.
G'day Callum. Yeah, America's Cup arriving in Dunedin, that was sensational, and big crowds and lots of friendly faces. So we met a 10-year-old boy from Queenstown who dressed for the occasion, had a replica helmet on and in fact became part of the parade. So a nice little story there. Job cuts confirmed at Phys Ed School in Dunedin, so a story on that. Musician and actor Stan Walker silenced a room of teenagers yesterday when he recounted a childhood marred by drug use, domestic violence and sexual abuse. So that story in the paper tomorrow. We talked to Otago University about the giant iceberg that is floating free. So apparently 3 times the size of Stewart Island or something, so it's pretty massive. So we've had one here before, who knows, we might get it again. Big sports lift out, of course, on Friday. We have a look at Marty Banks and his farewell tour before he heads away, and we focus on the Highlanders match against the Reds Friday night, so all the action there.
That's right, okay, tomorrow's ODT, thanks
yep,
Barry.
Thank you.
Time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silverhorn Sportsville.
And today's southern view is this morning's dawn breaking over Mornington in Dunedin. To the situation, and a ridge of high pressure will bring clearing weather tomorrow for the south with frosts in many areas. A weak front arrives on Sunday, bringing a few showers, but otherwise next week is looking mostly fine. To the southern towns, and a pretty good looking Friday here. Balclutha, Gore, the Catlins all sharing a high of 8, and Lumsden fine and 7. Up central, and fine days with winter temperatures tomorrow. Tiano and Alexandra share 8, Queenstown gets to 6, and Wanaka tomorrow fine and 7. To the northern outlook, and some cloud for Oamaru and Timaru, but inland it's clear and fine for Twizel and Omarama, and Timaru and Oamaru tomorrow getting to just 8 degrees. Here in Dunedin tonight, cloudy, and the low is 5. Tomorrow mostly cloudy with some sunny periods in the afternoon, a high of 8, and -2 the overnight low tomorrow. So a frosty start on Saturday morning, but a fine day. Saturday's high is 9. And down to Invercargill, even colder there tonight with a low of -3. Tomorrow it thaws to a fine day, a high of 9, and then -2. Saturday, fine and sunny with a high of 10. And that's the South Today. You can keep up to date with the latest Southern Region news on YouTube and Facebook, also at channel39.co.nz. We're back again tomorrow. Have a good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.